Turning now to the Republican presidential race, talk about a roller coaster of a week for Newt Gingrich.
Yes, the former House Speaker is climbing in the polls. He's also getting a lot of heat over his work as a big money consultant for mortgage giant Freddie Mac. Political correspondent Jan Crawford in Washington with that story. Jan, good morning.
Well, good morning, guys. I mean, for these candidates, it seems like any rise in the polls is going to translate into a rise in scrutiny. And now that Newt Gingrich has moved into that top tier, his record is getting a hard look. On the campaign trail in Iowa, Newt Gingrich wanted to talk about how his Washington experience would make him a strong president.
We just tried 4 years of amateur ignorance, and it didn't work very well.
But that message got lost in question after question about what exactly he did for Freddie Mac to be paid $1.6 million.
What did you do to actually earn that
offered
money?
Strategic advice over a long period of time.
His time advising Freddie Mac began just after he stepped down as Speaker of the House. It ended as the housing market started to crash. Gingrich said he did not use his contacts as former Speaker to lobby members of Congress.
Now, some of it was aimed at how do you explain what you're doing and how you're doing it. But I did no lobbying of any kind.
Gingrich is responding forcefully. The mere association with Freddie Mac may not go over well with conservatives, especially Tea Party supporters. They blame the company for helping trigger the housing market crash and now see taxpayers forced to bail it out. It's an important moment for the former Speaker, as polls continue to show he's running near the top of the field, essentially tied with Mitt Romney. That's put a bullseye squarely on his back.
There's a real difference in the candidates. I opposed Fannie and Freddie. I didn't take money from them like Speaker Gingrich.
Anger at the way the two government-backed mortgage giants did business is still raw on Capitol Hill. Wednesday, members of Congress grilled Fannie and Freddie's CEOs, who were called to justify why they both received millions of dollars in bonuses.
But you made $9.3 million in the last 2 years. Well, the president made $800,000. You think that's okay?
Now, Gingrich said he expected the story about his consulting work to blow over soon, but this is a controversial issue, and that could just be wishful thinking on his part. Chris, Erica?
Oh, Jan, you briefly touched upon it, but let me ask you now, how is this news going to sit with the Tea Party?
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, this is coming at a time when people, and especially the Tea Party, are just sick of Washington. So this all reminds people Gingrich was right there in the middle of that tight-knit Washington circle. He's an insider. Now, he's saying that, well, that's a plus because he knows this place and he knows how to change it. But we're already seeing his opponents, you saw Michelle Bachmann there, characterize this as just politics as usual.
CBS's Jan Crawford in Washington. Jan, thanks. Good talking with you.